Hello and welcome to this video, which is going to be about the siphoning skill line. So with subclassing we are now able to choose skill lines, and by far the most popular skill lines for healers, doesn't matter if you play PvP, PvE, you look into all farm or do more healing, the siphoning skill line is by far the most popular one. So there are several reasons why you might pick the siphoning skill tree, but the most popular reason for it is of course the Catalyst passive, so let's talk about it. Of course, the Catalyst passive gives you 30 ultimate every time you drink a potion. This is up from 20 ultimate in previous patches. I've done videos before and specifically on this passive talking about why it's a really good passive, and one thing that goes hand in hand with this passive is of course potion cooldown glyphs. The idea here is that, well, if we're getting 30 ultimate every time we drink a potion, why not bring this cooldown for the potions down so that we're drinking more potions, and that means more ultimate, and this logic makes a lot of sense. So in relation to these potion cooldown glyphs, the thing I really want to talk about is the returns, because this is where I believe players are making mistakes. So let's just talk about the returns. So the standard return from the Catalyst passive at a 45-second cooldown, so this is assuming medicinal use, is 0.66 ult per second. What we gain then from the potion cooldown glyph, so let's just imagine the first infused potion cooldown glyph is then an 8-second cooldown reduction, which brings the returns up to 0.81. Then we minus the 2 and we see the return from the first potion cooldown glyph is 0.14 ultimate per second. The question I then pose is that if we're getting 0.14 ultimate every second from the first potion cooldown glyph, what is the total value from wearing 3 potion cooldown glyphs? And you can pause the video and just think about it for a couple of seconds. So if your answer to this was 0.42 ultimate every second, then you've made the mistake that a lot of people make, which is that they don't realize that potion cooldowns actually scale on each other, and it's very unintuitive, and that's why I'm making this video. And the reason why this is the case actually has to do with the fact that the cooldown is removed from the divisor. So in the beginning you have 45 minus 8, which leads to the cooldown being 37. Then you have 37 minus 8, which leads to the cooldown being 29. And then you at the end you have 29 minus 8. And every time the relative difference between the cooldown glyph and the divisor that you're subtracting from changes, and that is also why the value of the glyph changes. But I think this is better explained by a popular Hollywood movie. In the opening scene from the movie The Dark Knight from 2008, the Joker famously robs a bank, and throughout the robbery he's slowly killing his crew members. And it's kind of the same thing that we have going on here. So if we imagine the scenario that you are 3 people robbing a bank and you're splitting the money equally, so you each get 1/3. You might imagine a scenario where 2 of you agree to kill the 3rd guy. And when you kill the 3rd guy, you're now getting 50% more loot. You're each splitting his 1/3. But as you're 2 people left, should you choose to kill the last guy, so now you're getting 100% of the money, you're still doing the same act. You're killing one person, but instead of just getting 50% more loot, you're actually getting 100% more loot. And it's the same thing that's going on with these potion cooldown glyphs. It's actually the same math and logic that we are using. So let's just have the numbers up on screen. So at the beginning we're getting 0.66 ult per second. With the first potion cooldown glyph, this increased to 0.81, which is a 0.14 increase that we talked about earlier. Then with the next one it's 1.03, which is a 0.22 increase from earlier. And then the very last glyph is a 0.42, which is 0.39 increase. So it's an exponential scale. And this is what this video is very much about, is the fact that there is no good reason to not have 3 glyphs. If you're going to invest in potion cooldown glyphs, you might as well invest in all 3 of them, and preferably all 3 of them infused. So if your raid leader tells you he wants a little more healing, so you're only going to be using 2, you have to tell him no, because that last potion cooldown glyph is actually more value than the 2 that came before it. And that is what this video is about. I hope you found the information in this video useful, and I hope in future that if you're going to be using these glyphs that you remember what I said in this video. And that was pretty much it, and thank you for watching.